Medase. And let's start off from the French League 1. Let's start off with 24-year-old Mohammed Salisu. AS Monaco is where he'll be playing his football. I can't believe time really flies that fast. It's been 3 seasons already for him in the Premier League at Southampton. He decided that the championship will not be his portion, and so he has jumped ship. Oh no, he doesn't want to play in the championship. I mean, it's clear.
It is not my portion.
And like I always say, Monaco is a nice place, Charlie. If you know Monaco, it's a nice place. I mean, it's not a place for like regular folks with regular money. You know, if you're an athlete,
big boys, it's for the big boys.
He's an athlete, so he'll probably enjoy his time there. But let me start with you, Coach. Salisu moving to the French league. I don't know how I personally feel about this, but how do you feel about this? Good move?
I think for footballing reasons,
they were chasing. He had, I think, Fulham and then Monaco on the radar. And then I think Fulham decided to go with Calvin Bassey of Ajax.
So it isn't that he had so many options to choose from. And Monaco, if you go to France, is one of the traditional teams in that country. A team well noted for their exploits. I mean, they unearthed the talent, Kylian Mbappe. They've had some very good players. Bernardo Silva.
Fabinho. Yeah, that squad was crazy.
They've had some very good...
Forgetting Timo Bakayoko.
There you go. Chelsea can't believe... Chelsea wish you didn't...
So Chelsea actually saw Bakayoko and Fabinho play together.
Exactly.
And they were...
At the time, Fabinho was playing at right back.
No, so right full back.
They didn't see him to walk into their midfield. Look, but having said that, maybe because of that, I support the move. You look at him playing in the French league, and then vis-a-vis that of the championship, I'll take the French league over the championship all day. Any day. I would do that. I would have wished or wanted him to stay in the Premiership. I thought that per his quality, the likes of Everton, the likes of Bournemouth, the likes of Nottingham Forest, even Tottenham, they are all over the place trying to get a centre back. Once Tottenham sold or let go of Lenglet, I thought that Salisu
would have been a credible candidate.
A credible candidate to go and fill that void. But they didn't see him good enough, or they didn't see him as a player they wanted. Because of that, I don't commit the move. But look, take it or leave it. If you leave the EPL, you go to the French league. I think it's a downgrade in terms of levels, in terms of standard, in terms of what the French league offers, in terms of competition, in terms of mileage, publicity, all those things you can't compare to the EPL. Yes, it is a move I approved of because it came down to it's either he goes there or he plays in the championship. I'll take that all day. But if there were options, my preference would have been to have him stay in the Premiership and then continue with his footballing career. I hear that Kamal Dean too, some other teams are looking at him for a loan move and stuff like that.
Some French league teams are looking at him.
Yeah, even I hear Everton, Sean Dykes is trying to look at him. But look, for him, it's a different situation altogether. But I'm happy for Salisu. I just hope and pray that wherever he's gone to, he will want to stamp because there's a void there that he needs to go and fill. Once Monaco signed him up, they quickly sold Disasi to Chelsea. So there's a void. And he needs to quickly walk into that team, stamp his authority, and own the back line, especially the centre-back pair. He's left-footed. I've always maintained that if you've got a left-footed and a right-footed centre-back as your centre-back pair, it gives you better tactical and technical balance. So I want him to go in there, stamp his authority, own the position, and begin to do some very good and exciting things with Monaco because they are indeed one of the biggest teams in the front. Although of late, they've struggled. Of late with the likes of Cesc Fabregas, the battle relegations of late. But if they can put their acts together and get some very good signings and then go back to the Monaco of old, the Monaco that we've all just admitted had the likes of Fabinho, the likes of Kylian Mbappe,
back in the day,
Bernardo Silva,
Patrice Evra, Ludovic
even
Giuli,
George Weah. George Weah started his footballing.
That group, Dado Peso.
See, they've always been this exciting team.
Yeah.
They've always been very exciting. I hope that.
Oh, and Morientes too.
Morientes too.
It was a really good team, actually.
Yeah. So they've always been very exciting. So I just hope that he's gone there and they will revisit what we all know them to be, and then they'll begin to put a proper challenge to. Because look, I think the French league now is very open. Now that PSG are going through some form of rebuild, trying to move away from that galactical way of doing things, where we all saw them to have the best team, player for player by far. They can take a 15 lead, afford to lose 4 games, still go on and win the league. But once they are not going along that path, with some few rumors coming out during the week that even Luis Enrique was not happy with the signing, and he was threatening that he will leave if they don't give him what he wants. He's that sort of manager. It tells you that there is the league is open. So I'm happy for Salisu. I just hope and pray that that will not be a move that he will be overly satisfied with. He should go in there, stamp his authority, grow up as a centre back, and then by the time he turns 26, 27 in his peak years, he can come back to the EPL.
Yeah, let me take your thoughts on. Let me get to Edwin on this. Good move or not? Don't call me or not.
Well, Coach has mentioned a number of positives for this move. He is going to a league where he immediately slots into that first team with Disasi moving to Chelsea. He's going to, more importantly, a league that is not the Championship. I don't think the Championship is quality enough for a player like Salisu, who is reaching his peak. You want to be playing at the highest level if you are Mo Salisu. So on those notes, it's a good move. However, I think it's a huge downgrade. Fulham and Monaco might have been the clubs overtly chasing him, but I feel there were a lot more options. Even if those clubs hadn't yet got to him, it's possible they were chasing other priorities and eventually they'll get to him. There were teams that in the Premier League that need a player like Salisu. We are looking at Liverpool. Their defensive issues have been out there for everyone to see this preseason. They've been conceding like water.
Liverpool don't have a left-footed centre back, right? They don't.
They don't currently. So Salisu would immediately stake a claim for a starting place in that team. As coach said, Tottenham as well. They've been looking for a centre back. There are so many other clubs across Europe in the Euro's big leagues that are not the French league who would do with a player like Salisu. And I feel that downgrading at this moment in his career might not be the best thing, because we all knew about Salisu before he went to.
It's not.
It's
not that big a deal.
He needed this
From
this
Spain
move.
to England to France. It's a bit of a downgrade.
It's a huge downgrade.
But at this moment, he needed
Look,
this.
Let him make his brother come to you.
we've seen young players come to the Premier League, be seen as flops, and then go to other leagues and do well. But once you leave the Premier League with that tag hanging over you, like your Premier League career was not seen as a success. Let's take Memphis Depay, for instance. He's a fantastic player, but he came to the Premier League, which is seen as the best league, the most competitive league. Everyone aims to do their best they can in that league, and he was seen as a failure. He's gone everywhere else. He's never reached that peak ever again since he left the Premier League. Even Di Maria, he left Real Madrid, went to United.
Never been the same player
Never
again.
been the same player in terms of hype, in terms of
Pedigree.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
It's true. You can't deny it.
Do you need that as a player all the time? I'm looking at it from a purely technical aspect.
Yeah.
And the Di Maria who played for Man United and the Di Maria who ended up at Juventus, though he was past his peak physical performance or attribute or levels, technically, he had grown as a player. And he was a way better player from a tactical point of view than the player who played at Man United.
But let's put this in context. If you are Mohammed Salisu,
Yes.
you move from Valladolid
to
Southampton, 3 seasons. You expect that, I expect that worst case scenario, you are ending up with, say, Newcastle, Tottenham, Aston Villa.
Yeah,
Look,
sure.
as a player,
Maybe
a young
Everton,
player,
yeah.
Even a Brighton.
Brighton.
Brighton themselves, they were looking for a left-footed.
They've lost Levi Colwill.
Brighton were hopeful they would get Levi Colwill.
Yeah.
They didn't. They might have turned their attention to Salisu if he were available. Now he's not. He's off the market. And I feel that there were better places he could have, gone in his career progression.
That's why I started off by saying I don't know how I feel about this.
For me, I think that his move was more of a situational incident. He was involved in something. Either he moves or he plays in the Championship. Now, for a player who struggled with injury, I think last season he had lot of injury worries.
He didn't finish the campaign well at
There
all.
was
last game was
lots
in
of
March.
injury worries. Yeah, I think he played just 22 league games.
His last game last season was in March in the league.
So he needed something more like a place where he can come back, restart, and come back. So I think this is more like, okay, I've gone through a bad patch. Let me go somewhere.
That allows me to.
Get my acts together and hopefully come back stronger. It's a good move. And also the fact that at the moment he has to make sure that he gets into top form because his centre-back opponent at the Black Stars level are all moving to elite leagues now to play week in, week out. We've seen
elite league.
or top leagues now.
Who are we talking about here?
Top leagues.
Listen,
Amate just scored for Besiktas though.
Listen,
He's talking about Amate and
let me land.
Alexander
Let me land. They've moved to Premier A teams, right? Not Division 2 teams in their various nations. So Amate moving to Besiktas. We've seen Juku also moving as well to Turkey to play in the Turkish Super League. So I think comparing that to he moving to the Division 1 in England will not have helped him as well. So he needed to also match up to that level of being with a team in the Premier Division of that country. For me, you may think that it's a downgrade, but see, if you compare Southampton and Monaco, I think that Monaco is slightly ahead of Southampton. So it's a slight...
It's ahead of Southampton.
It's a slight...
Slightly.
What?
They are ahead
growth,
of Southampton.
right?
Look.
It's a growth, but just that it's a growth in another country.
In
So
another-
you see that,
see,
maybe
it's-
he's downgraded. But
it's growth in a
he's
detour.
grown somewhere in terms of club level.
You were playing in the Premier League.
See, point is,
yes,
were
Premier
playing
League
in the
for
Premier League.
Southampton. And he moves to Monaco.
No. Salisu's career should be on the upward curve. He's gone down.
He's not gone-
You can't
See,
deny that. He's gone down. You've gone from La Liga to the Premier
La
League.
Liga with Rayo Vallecano.
rival of the league.
Rayo Valladolid.
Valladolid.
And
And
he
you've gone
comes
to Southampton to the
yes.
Premier League.
Yes.
Your next step should be a top club in one of the top leagues in Europe.
I agree.
Not
See,
France. You either go to a
if-
Bundesliga
And you see,
or
even
Serie A,
if it's
See,
France
and La
now,
Liga
right?
again.
Listen,
or in the
have
Premier
to,
League. You
you
stay
have
in the
to
Premier
accept
League.
that injuries have hindered what he's trying to do at the moment. If Salisu was fit last season,
Yeah.
playing week in, week out, I'm sure he would have made a good case for himself.
The stock would have been high.
Exactly. Last season,
Fair.
his season was blighted by so much injuries. He needs this move to get back to full fitness, to get back to his old self, and then make a huge case for himself. For me, also, comparing the two teams, I repeat, Monaco ahead of Southampton. Even though it's in France, he's made a slight move, and it's better than where he was.
Okay, so coach doesn't.
It's a don't come in for me.
Coach don't come is the move. Yao doesn't. You don't come in the move. Salisu, Monaco?
No, he doesn't don't come in. I don't come
You
in
don't- you don't
because
come in.
I see it as, look, aside the financial benefits of that Southampton will provide, that an EPL team will provide, and the hype.
Isn't Monaco tax free?
No, it's heavily taxed.
Yeah, heavily taxed rather than-
Monaco is
yeah,
heavily
taxed,
taxed.
yeah.
And the English hype that will bring about that extra glow around every player who plays in the EPL. What else is there for him to benefit playing with Southampton?
Look,
And
his-
not
in the
AS
Championship.
Monaco.
his Black
And not
Stars
AS
career
Monaco.
was basically built off his time at Southampton.
Yep.
No, point is,
We
you can-
clamored
you-
for
you
him
can-
to
you
be
can-
included
you
in
can
the
see-
Black
you
Stars
can-
because we kept seeing him at Southampton. Him dropping down to a league where he doesn't get the attention, he doesn't get the
everyone's looking at the
eyeballs.
league. Everyone's looking at the league, but I'm looking at the clubs.
Attention.
No
but-
one,
no, but-
listen,
is-
no
is
one,
he-
no one,
is he-
no one watches the
Is he-
French league.
is-
You have
let's-
to be.
is
You
he-
have to
is
be.
he-
People want the French
No.
league.
Let's be honest.
No
Hold
one
on.
watches the French league.
Hold
With
on.
Messi now out, barely anyone
No,
will watch. Mbappe is leaving.
let's be honest with ourselves. Like we all admitted here.
Yeah.
Monaco now is not even Monaco 5 years ago.
Yes.
It's not even Monaco 5. They were what? I think they were sixth last
Yeah, they
season.
finished sixth.
They finished outside the European places last season. So
Yes. Yes.
they are a team in full rebuild mode.
And not relegated.
And if you
Note
are,
that.
and if we are being very honest, like Edwin said, nobody watches the
But
French
his
league.
football education will benefit. That's the thing. That's the thing about people aren't paying attention to.
Yeah,
that's why I
his
said
football
that.
education will he will benefit
Final
from his
points-
football
final
education.
points before we
Playing
move
in
on.
the French league, you
That's
play
why
in
I said
the
that.
Spanish league, you play in the EPL, and you play in the
You
French
better,
league.
you better have a PhD
No.
in defending by the
No.
time he's done because
You can-
the way your football education
We
will
cannot
benefit
get to the
you.
top, but he's taking a little bit of a detour.
Yo,
Take it or leave it. If you were to ask Salifu himself that from Southampton, would he have preferred a team in the Premiership come for him or a team in the French league come for him? The answer would have been very straightforward and direct. The fact of the matter is, it's up to the boy now. What are his ambitions? Is he very okay that he's gone to Monaco, historically one of the biggest team in France? or he still thinks that he's got some unfinished business in the best league in the world, in the toughest league in the world. I hope those in and around him will tell him that, look, we've got some unfinished business out there. Go here. They bought you for how many? How much?
15 million euros. Yeah.
If you can bust this league, eyes will come back on you. Left-footed centre backs are always hot on the market. Go there, show your class, stay injury-free. Very, very key. Stay injury-free. If you can stay injury-free and bust the league. Look, I don't see him playing there for more than 2 seasons.
And he's 24.
Yeah.
So
Very, very
that's
young.
what I said. By
Very,
the
very
time
young. Oh, he'll come
he
back.
hits his peak years,
Yeah.
26, 27,
Yeah.
he should be coming.
We hope. Again, it's
for me,
all
he's better-
predicated.
this is
And
growth.
what coach said is predicated on staying healthy.
Yes,
and
it's very key.
showing good form.
Look at where he's coming
So
from.
we wish Mohammed Salisu well in his endeavors. Let's talk